The U.S. Supreme Court will hear oral arguments today on Idaho's abortion ban and a federal law requiring hospitals to administer emergency care. This case began a few weeks after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Federal officials argue Idaho's law is invalid because the federal emergency care law preempts the state's abortion ban. Tony Waterman reports this morning that whatever the top court ultimately decides, the effects and the impact will be felt right across the United States.
At the heart of this issue is the debate over preventing the death of the mother versus preserving the health of the mother. There is a federal law here in the United States that mandates the latter. It requires hospitals to provide stabilizing treatment, including abortions, in emergency situations. So beyond just preventing health, but the Idaho law only allows for terminations to save the life of the mother. And ultimately, what these justices will be deciding is whether federal law preempts state law in the case of abortion care during medical emergencies.
There's some concern that there's vagueness around when a woman is at the point where an abortion is necessary to prevent death, as opposed to just may affect her health going forward. And so it's a big question around when can doctors intervene when an emergency situation is occurring? Do they have to wait till the patient is on the brink of death, or can they intervene sooner?
Doctors in Idaho face up to 5 years in prison if convicted of performing an illegal abortion. The consequences are much steeper in other states, like here in Texas, where doctors face up to life in prison. That level of punishment has scared doctors into inaction. Abortions are down 99.5% since Roe was overturned here in Texas. And earlier this year, a court ruled that doctors in the state don't need to perform emergency abortions as required by federal law. And there have been reports of pregnant women being turned away from emergency rooms. So this Supreme Court ruling, which is expected at the end of June, could have far-reaching effects, especially in the 21 states that have banned or severely restricted abortion access. Tony Waterman for CBC News, Austin, Texas.